Hello, and welcome to the Wannabes Situation Room. Our top story tonight:
A nation in peril. Tonight, on the Nick and John Show, we have some disturbing reports of breaking news coming out of the White House. Dick sucking. Oh my God! Oh my God!
That's right, Gula. We're coming to you live from the Situation Desk in the Situation Room.
And what a situation this is, John.
Yeah, it's a big situation.
It's a huge situation.
Some might say Mike the Situation size situation.
It's a pretty big situation. It's probably a Jersey Shore Mike situation at this situation.
Tonight, ashore in peril.
So, the first topic of the evening on the Nick and John Show, I think we have to at least address it. The alleged dick sucking of the President of the United States.
Yeah. I think it would be completely unfair for us to be the only news source, quote unquote news source, to not cover it. You know what I mean? Like, we're not doing anybody a justice by shying away from the topic. Might as well just get it out of the way. a lot of emails been thrown around this week.
The amount of emails that I've gotten on the wannabespod.com Gmail account has been staggering. They're just clamoring for us.
You're going to be on the internet, man. It's going to be fucking really exciting.
So what do we know, right? We know that allegedly through a mixture of conversation, through a mixture of emails, that there may or may not be some photos floating around or in the hands of very powerful people.
In the Kremlin.
Yeah.
Allegedly in the Kremlin.
Yeah, depicting our commander-in-chief right now, possibly.
Commander-in-chiefing. He's commander-in-chiefing.
Yeah, he's possibly chiefing on somebody else or something else. There's a lot of allegations going around right now. So let's break this down, right? So they're saying Epstein is asking
his brother.
Do you think? Yeah, he's asking his brother. Do you think Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba?
Yeah,
I believe is like roughly what he said.
Yep, accurate.
Now, initially, what people thought is that would be someone who was very warmly and commonly referred to as Bubba, former President Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we're trying to look through a keyhole. That's the problem about this whole Epstein situation. Is like there's probably a large, still a minority, but a large amount of people that do know the real story. So the rest of the world is just trying to look at the light through the keyhole and trying to make out like shapes and images and shit. And so for the idea of it being Bill Clinton, it's immediately like, all right, that's a no-brainer. He's also very much tied up with the Epstein stuff. So, but then now we got word coming out that it could be some other things. What are some of the rumors you've heard?
So I heard, and this is just this afternoon, that apparently breaking news, Ghislaine Maxwell's horse was named Bubba. So it the plot thickens. So maybe they were referring to a horse. He was sucking off a horse at some point. You know what you do on those late nights, party on the Epstein Island, get a little too drunk. Somebody dares you to like blow a horse, and you're like, guys, you dare me to do that, and that just you just do your thing, guy. You do your thing.
Here's what's really crazy about that. I was just thinking, most people I know are scared to just stand next to a horse, convinced that like they're gonna be the thing that sets the horse off, and the horse is gonna like buck and rear and kick and do something to hurt them. So I can't just the image of somebody trying to like get like hoist themselves below the horse and position themselves to even get close to the possibility of this photo being taken. And I'm sure, I'm sure he didn't just like lick it a little bit and then they snapped a photo. Like they probably waited until he was like absolutely throat goating that horse. And then they were like, haha, hand me my digital camera. Or even like, hand me that, what are those like disposable cameras?
Yeah. Wouldn't you, yeah. Well, back in the day, it would be one of those things that you like Polaroid. You had the light on the top, guy. Do you know where your kids were, guy? Click.
I got to imagine, like, it's already pretty a bad scenario to be like on your knees blowing a horse. But can you imagine you're doing that and then you just see like the flash, like of a camera? You're like, oh no, not the immortalization of this moment.
The amount of people out there that are trying to like kind of like brush this off as this or that, or oh, it wasn't that bad, da 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 da. It's like they're trying to do mental backflips to try to like justify this and that. Oh, who hasn't? In college, guy, it was in my college days that like we did some crazy things in college, guy. Everybody did it. No. And everybody on the other, I just picture that meme of everybody on the other side, like this, like one dude that's like, yeah, everybody did it in college. And then there's like 1,000 people on the side going, actually, no, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. And he's like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. We were in college. Come on, guys.
We got to find a funny name for this, like Saddlegate or something like that.
Both scenarios is kind of bad at this point, guy.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, the idea physical proof of him blowing anything. It's crazy.
Something.
If I was a betting man, I would say there's probably way, way, way more likelihood of there being like physical evidence of him just doing your average run-of-the-mill pedophilic acts, like with children and stuff like that. Like the idea of him, like us actually ever seeing a picture of him with Bill Clinton's schlong in his mouth is probably just we're wishful thinking a little bit. Maybe it's fun to think about though. Like it's a little bit of like political fanization. I'm not against it. But I'm not sitting here holding my breath, waiting for those images to drop.
It's taken day one. They said day one that the files are coming out. It's going past day I don't know what 80, 90 at this point, 100.
Yeah, and I heard when those files actually do come, we're going to be getting a lot more of like incendiary stuff, like photos and maybe even video. Well, I probably wouldn't put a lot of video out there, but they're saying it's like the email stuff is literally like we're seeing it now because it's tame enough for it to be kind of flying through the cracks. But the real heavy shit is what they're saying is like what they're trying to vote to not be released.
Yeah, and that's telling in itself, right? Like they're sitting there, we're sitting here going, oh, you know what I'm saying? But them going, well, we got to vote on it, and maybe we won't, and maybe there won't be this, and we can't do this. And there's another theory that I've heard a lot online that the reason he asked the Attorney General Pam Bondi to open up investigations is that once there's an open investigation, a lot of that stuff becomes sealed until the investigation's over. So once you open up an investigation, that ends them giving you any of that stuff, because all they'll have to say is, no, we have an open investigation on this matter and we cannot we can't give you any of that stuff because we're still investigating it. And then just keep doing it, investigating for the next 5 years, and eventually just coming out and say, oh, there was nothing there, blah, 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 blah.
Well, that seems really ridiculous if you think about it too, because you would be investigating the said files that we all want to be investigated, right? So
yeah,
what are we talking about here? Are we talking about reviewing information that we already have to specifically? Because did they not go through these files yet, or are they just sitting on information that has yet to be digested?
No, well, the thing is once they open the investigation, they have to go back and then anything that has to do with Epstein. Once they open up an investigation, a new investigation on anything, it goes back all the way through. So even the stuff that we have and we don't have will become federal evidence, and they can't release it because it's a new investigation. And all they would have to do is perpetually say, I'm still investigating. We can't give you that, the American people, we can't give it to you because we're still investigating the investigation.
Well, I don't really know if I trust the investigators.
We don't, because they haven't been truthful with us the entire time. So it really didn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's like the police chief, investigating his son for rape. We all know what's going to happen with that situation. It's going to be botched so that, this kid gets off free. It's a tale of as old as time when it comes to the Good Old Boy Network, where you just do things that muddy up the waters and mess up the situation, and then it never comes to light. And then the other thing that I have to say is we as Americans have the attention span of a gnat or goldfish. It literally, we're in this day and age, the information that is put out there is so vast and so distracting that once they put it, literally, I think if they put out a picture of Donald Trump sucking Bill Clinton's dick, immediately after that is something else worse they put out to kind of go, wait, don't look over here, look over here. And everybody just goes, what? Wait a minute.
I can't imagine what that something worse would be, though. It would have to be really so. It's like Hunger Games level where they just start bombing their own people just to be like, look at this. Oh, isn't that crazy? Ah!
An alien runs past the footage guy in signs at the birthday party. It's just Donald Trump and fucking
move, kid, move, andale.
I did not. That alien was true. Don't look at the Bill Clinton cock in my mouth. Look at the aliens. They're here. They're
the Democrat aliens.
The lizard people, the aliens, they all did this. This is AI. It's doctored. It's a hoax. It's a Democratic hoax, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, they've almost bastardized the term alien so much through all this immigration stuff. We would, if it was a real alien situation, we would need a new word for it. We would have to call them extraterrestrials or something.
Jose is running by the back of the photo guy.
Andale.
Sombrero on guy crossing the Rio Grande guy. Fucking A guy. It's pretty crazy, the shit that's been coming out with these emails. And it's funny because all this shit is literally sitting in the Epstein estate, apparently. And they're just sitting there going, just sitting there waiting to release this shit. And I'm like, where the fuck have all of these, we've been screaming about this shit, and apparently this is just sitting on a computer somewhere. What's going on?
That's what I'm saying. We need to have a people's investigation. We need to have a kind of storm the castle type, storm in Area 51, like we should have done. Absolutely, just hand the shit over. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, what you see is what you see. What you initially gathered in your investigation, like, that's got to be.
But even that,
at this point, it doesn't matter what way you spin what for who and who has to gain off of it and who has to fall. Like, just show us what's in there, and then we can make our own fucking decisions based off of what we see, which will probably be a lot of horrific shit.
But even that, just on its surface, the Epstein, this didn't come from like an FBI investigation or fucking any of that shit. This came from the Epstein estate. So that means his like the people that like run his like businesses and shit like that keep all of this, because you got to keep all these records of like everything that you do. It came from his estate. So you're telling me right now that, you know, Christopher Wray or anybody in any, I'm not just talking about Donald Trump. I'm not talking anybody's FBI, anybody's things going back to 2010, because that's when these emails came out. It was like 2008, 2010, they were written. So nobody's seen them. Nobody's gone to, hey, Epstein estate, do you got any like incriminating emails that you might want to send to the FBI to fucking, even investigate the validity of these fucking things? No, we're going to save them in a computer in a back closet. And when the Democrats in 2025, fucking 15 years later, ask for them, we're going to go, oh yeah, we had these the whole time, guy. We're going to give them to you right now, guy. That's what blows my mind, I think.
I don't know if it was just that tongue-in-cheek, like, back and forth, but I don't know. I can't explain as to why they're just now coming out. I honestly don't know that much. But
no, they have him in the estate, so they had to take everything that had Jeffrey Epstein.
You gotta think the estate is like they're probably still, like, even in his death they still work for him in a way, so they're probably not like trying to just hand over everything.
Nobody in the Justice Department said, hey, we should subpoena these fucking emails, maybe? Like, what kind of lawyers are these fucking people, guy?
Not in a while. No, yeah, they're probably. I mean, the Justice Department runs based off of one guy's fucking tweets at this point. You know,
but
what I mean?
even before that, I'm not even talking about this circus that we got going on right now.
Oh, so like during the Biden administration,
I agree. Obama,
I agree. I guess Biden administration thought it was fucking best to keep the shit sealed too. The
first Trump fucking presidency, we got a Trump presidency in between all of this shit. In 2016, 6 years after these emails came out, you wouldn't be like, oh, like, fuck, we have opposition research on everything that we do in the political sphere at this point. And they were like, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I actually thought that was kind of fascinating. It's one of the other things that came out in those emails is that it revealed that during his first term, Epstein spent Thanksgiving there with him at the White House. That's just
2018.
So
it was like 2018, guy.
Think about them just like sharing turkey there, and
no, we're not friends. I didn't like him.
Yeah,
there's nothing to see here. Sorry, but you're spending Thanksgiving with him. You're spending Black Friday with Jeffrey Epstein. I think you have known. Yeah, let's talk about that email. What about that email? Epstein going, he knew about everything, guy, and that dog hasn't barked.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of directly related to what I was going to ask you. Is like he had to have known when he got arrested and like was going to prison. He had to have known probably in that moment, like, one of these guys is gonna send somebody in to fucking off me. like you imagine the look on his face when like whenever it was that guy like allegedly went in and killed him or yada yada yada. Like, you imagine the look on his face when the cell door just starts opening up and he just looks up and he's like, motherfucker, here it is.
He's just sitting there all calm. I knew you were coming.
Uh-huh.
He just fucking sitting there. He knew what his fate was gonna be. Probably. He probably knew it from the fucking time that he got arrested to bringing him in there. It's only time before, somebody...
Or like, isn't that how I like the idea, or not the idea, the conspiracy that he's still alive and he lives in Israel now. Like Epstein just lives comfortably over there in Israel, because most people just don't know who he is. But isn't that kind of like how they got Frank Castle out of prison, where they sent somebody into his cell and then he killed him, and then guess switched places with him basically, and walked out.
To me, Epstein didn't kill himself. Let's get that out of the way right there.
Or he did. He did because he killed the doppelganger that walked into his cell with the same thing. Can you imagine being that guy? You get kidnapped and then you wake up because you just had heavy plastic surgery to change your face to make you look like Jeffrey Epstein, and then you're being sent to your cell, and you walk in and somebody's sitting there looking just like you, and then they just start fighting to the death.
I don't think he killed himself. Do you?
No, God, no, not even a little bit.
Yeah, people are like, oh, he killed himself. Yeah, no, Jeffrey Epstein. I got a good bridge you can buy. It's called the Brooklyn Bridge. I'll give you a good price on it if you think Epstein killed himself, guy. God, fuck off.
It just doesn't add up. You think about if he didn't have dirt on these people, there would be really nothing to be afraid of. So he could just see the investigation through. But he did have dirt on these people, and whether he was going to keep his mouth closed almost didn't matter, because the people that he had dirt on, whether it be the Orange Man or any other political figure that might have done the dirty deed, he still he was fucked as soon as he went in, because he knew what he knew. And I think that implicates it alone, because otherwise, why would you just randomly kill yourself? You're so powerful, you could probably get out of this, especially if there isn't some kind of crazy incriminating stuff. But just because there is, and it involves all these other people, it's such a perfect, what do they call it? Ouroboros, the self-eating snake. It's so perfect that you it's hard not to follow.
Not only that, John, these people have narcissistic personalities. Suicide is not in that trait. That's not in that trait.
That's what I'm saying. He would not give up.
Not.
He'd be I can beat this.
They think that they're fucking above the law. They don't think they're ever gonna, they're gonna ever think. And even if they do trip up, they feel so highly of themselves that they wouldn't do that, guy. We talk a lot about on this, especially on the Nick and John show, but in the wannabe sphere, we talk about suicide a lot. And people might worry about us, but we're a lot of the times it's just us trying to understand what's going on, trying to go you've had people. I've had people that committed suicide. You've had people that committed suicide in your life. We're just trying to understand it in a perspective of, we don't want to follow down that fucking same path, right? So we're trying to understand that.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
From what I know, these people do not. They have such a high regard for themselves that they would never do that. So we got that right there out of the way. I don't think he did it. I think somebody worried about what could come out is going to is what did that situation, like you said. I mean, Prince Andrew, fucking Clinton, Donald Trump, maybe, allegedly, all these people, but it could be, they've been floating names of J.P. Morgan.
Yeah.
People that billions and billions and billions of dollars. And you never know. Those are the people that I want to find out, the people that were so powerful that they left them off the list entirely. Those people got, that information got out. There's some people more powerful than that information never left, never seen the light of day. There's gotta be.
I don't know. Like, I feel like if that's true, I never knew those people in the first place. Like, I never knew they existed for a reason.
The lizard people, those lizard people, guy, they would they don't, you don't even know, guy. You don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, it's like seeing
your cousins ate the lizard people. Yeah, my lizard cousins ate them. That's the peanut gallery. She's trying to get. She's hearing what we're talking about, and she wants to get into the conversation. We're talking about Epstein and Donald Trump sucking cack.
For that same reason, though, like what I just said, you imagine reading this list, like getting a definitive list, and you just see like John Smith on it, and you're just like, well, that doesn't really. It's not Tom Hanks. Like, it doesn't mean a lot to me when I read the name, but it's like it probably is one of those people who's kind of like J.P. Morgan or like BlackRock CEO like level fucking.
Yeah.
And we're just like, who? It's I don't know. Yo, is that Cardi B? I didn't even know she was. It's like you never know. You want to get the juicy names and
the guy that's like not even people know who the fuck he is. That's the motherfucker that's like at the top of this whole fucking this pile. And I don't think we'd ever see those fucking names.
Yeah, we're like, whoa, Neil Patrick Harris? That's kind of shocking, but all right.
He was on Epstein Island. That's funny. He's some magician guy. Poof. He was. How I Met Your Mother has a whole new fucking meaning at this point, guy.
It's more like How I Met Your Preschooler.
How I Met Your Mother Epstein Island edition.
Yeah, crazy. Well, I think he's into the same sex, so he would be all about the little schoolboys.
Well, apparently Donald Trump and Bill Clinton is too, guy. Yeah. That's another, like, a lot of the shitload of people, apparently, allegedly, a lot of these people get caught on Grindr.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know what Grindr is, guy, that's like a gay hookup website. And a lot of these politicians, apparently, allegedly, I'm not going to say that they did or did not. All right. I don't want to get sued. All right, cease and desist. I'm already saying it, allegedly.
The proof's in the pudding, though. Like, anybody can follow like a color coordinated map. So whenever like the RNC has a big event anywhere in the country, and then the app goes down, and they can see that like it's in this outage area, this like right around the convention center that the RNC's working out of, or like the Charlie Kirk Memorial. They did it again. It's the same thing.
The dots just, it's like a sex offender registry guy when the RNC comes to town, or fucking Republicans come to town.
I bet you if those fucking, like, because the dots are on their houses, but if they could move with them, like they were ankle monitors, like, I swear to God, like a MAGA rally would just be like a twinkling light show. Like, beep, 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 beep.
That's a good analogy. Twinkling light show. That's twinkling light show. That's a good analogy of the state of American politics right now.
Mm-hmm.
What pisses me off is that they're sitting in the daytime. They're like, this is wrong. This is an abomination. And then at night, they're like fucking cheating on their wives with some dude in the back alley guy fucking tapping underneath the fucking. Remember that? What dude? I can't remember what dude. I think it was a Democrat, but I can't remember his name. He was tapping his foot underneath the stall. It was probably like 10 years ago. I can't remember his name, but he got.
Never heard.
Yeah, he got caught. Apparently, allegedly, when you tap underneath the stall in a men's bathroom, that means you want to hook up, guy. And this guy apparently was like in this spot that this stuff happens, and he was a congressman or something like that, and he got busted from like I don't think the dude on the other side was like very receptive to it, and was like outed him or something like that. But he was caught doing the old tap dance underneath the bathroom stall.
You just can't be doing stuff like it goes without saying, right? It goes without saying. You just can't be doing that kind of stuff if you're an elected politician of any kind. You hold any sort of office. Like, just go home, brother. Just go home.
You could, if that is what you said in the beginning. Like, if you're coming out before you get elected, you're on the campaign trail, and you're like,
yeah, but like, even what's his name?
Pete Buttigieg.
Yes, thank you, Pete Buttigieg. So like, if Pete Buttigieg is like say he like does the old like stick a piece of gum to the top of your shoe and then like stick a mirror on top of that, and he's like sliding it under stalls and he's tapping. Even that would be wildly unacceptable, because it doesn't matter that he's openly gay. You just can't do that kind of crazy like back alley like I'm gonna go hitting up the stalls in the bathroom.
What I'm saying is,
what is this? The Disney showers?
Yeah, this is Nickelodeon during the 80s, guy. You can't do that on TV or fucking whatever the hell. Fucking Alanis Morissette was on that TV show, guy.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You can't do that on television. It was a Nickelodeon show. I can't remember.
And Alanis Morissette was on
it? She was on this show back in the day when I was a kid.
You learn something new every day.
You can't say that on television or something like that. I can't remember the exact thing. Hey, tech. Look it up. No, we don't get any tech people. We got no tech people like CNN and stuff to look up shit that way.
I know, like George Carlin's, like it wasn't like 7 dirty words you can't say on TV.
Yeah, definitely. No, what I'm saying is, I get what you're saying. You can't do that thing. But if you were forthcoming in the beginning, people wouldn't vote for you, right? They wouldn't vote for you anyways. But I think it would be less bad than coming out going, I'm a Christian man and I love the Christian values and blah, blah, blah. And then 5 years later, you find this motherfucker like diddling little boys in the fucking thing. Like, even that's even worse. But even if it was just like, you going to see, you went to that fucking bar in Police Academy, the fucking the Blue Oyster. And did a little dancing, guy. And you found out that way. I think that's a little bit worse because you were forthcoming in the beginning. Like you could, you would say, I love this and I love God and da 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 da, and then you find out you're at the Blue Oyster fucking bar and fucking with assless chaps.
Yeah, like did you hear about Matt Gaetz? I guess they like got some more testimony or something from that girl that he like that was like underage, that he like solicited sex for money and shit, and like there's the whole reason he was counted out to be attorney general. I guess they caught up with that girl and they were talking to her, and like, so she was underage at the time. She was homeless. And she was working at McDonald's, and so she just needed money to basically not be homeless.
We've been there. $20 is $20,
and that's just insane. So, like, apparently she was at like another elected official's party where he introduced her to Matt, and I think they had like a lawyer or something in common, and like I guess he like did her on like a coffee or not a pool table. And then another time, I think I might be wrong, but I think he also did it a second time on like an air hockey table. So I don't know. I think he just has like a thing where he likes game tables to be doing it on with underage girls. But $400 he only gave her. It seems low for like a guy like Matt Gaetz.
That's pretty high end. I mean,
is it?
I've never done it, but you could go down to fucking Purchase Street down in New Bedford and get fucking $20 blowies. So, like, I guess the nature of it, her being underage, probably gives her a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
Gives a little bit of edge to that situation where you could be like, but even then, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't condone this, so people, please don't fucking come after the wannabes and say,
Yeah.
well, Gula said this was okay. I am not saying this is okay. But if it was okay, I would think you would have to pay this person the amount of money to keep their mouth shut. And that money is not...
Yeah, like the true premium.
The nature of that is gross. I'm saying that right now. I'm telling you right now, it is gross. I would never do it. But I would think something that at that kind of set fucking danger zone would get a premium guy. Would have to get at least over $1,000.
Yeah. I don't condone it either, but like if I was an underage girl and I was pushed to that limit, like I thought like this is the only way at least not the only way, but a good way I can make money. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I can handle myself. If you have that kind of confidence to be like at a party doing this kind of scandalous stuff with elected officials and shit, like at least have the confidence to be like, also I'm worth it, like I'm a high price. Like
I'm getting 4,000. I want $5,000. I want $5,000.
Yeah.
Or we could
make it worth your time.
We could go the $400 route, and I just let everybody know that you did it.
Yeah. Like get cash in hand and immediately turn around and be like, well,
yeah.
But you got to keep the well low. Like if this girl thinks that like this was a good transaction at first and it helped her out and it wasn't that big of a deal when it first took place, she might not be thinking in that term. She's just got to think like, I got to keep the well open. I got to stay in good terms because I might need to turn around and, see if I get some more money from this guy again. Because
it's the age old question. How much?
What's $400, right? Like it might have made her week better, but it didn't like turn her life around.
Yeah, well, you never know, guy. It's fucking $400 that's a lot of money at some point.
$400 isn't getting anybody out of the hood. Certainly not stopping anyone from being a prostitute.
No, but maybe she sucked.
A good day for prostitution.
Maybe she sucked one less dick that week. Had to suck one less or two less dicks at that point, guy.
I can think of somebody else who should have sucked one less, maybe two less dicks.
That gives me a question for the fucking dais here. How much? How much is your number?
To suck a dick?
Million? A billion? 10,000? 400?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you, guy. That's the question on the fucking thing. Is it
Matt Gaetz' dick or is it just a dick?
It's well, we got to make it something worth it. It's a dick. Let's just say a dick.
And am I me or am I an underage girl where I got like leverage? I can.
No, it's you. You're doing this. You're doing this. In this hypothetical world, how much is your number? Because everybody's got a number.
I'd probably let it go for a cool $2,000. I'm not
like this question. Yeah. Let's.
I think that's fair. Like
$2,000
if they want this orifice that bad,
nice.
I gotta hand it to him at that price.
Yeah. Okay, right. That's an honest answer. $2,000 sounds like a good number. Probably could get that easily.
It's better than Toby.
$20 is $20, guy.
But then he pays you after he sucks your dick.
for free, okay. After he realizes, this is a good guy. No, it's like that fucking question. How much for $1 billion would you punch your wife in the face? Yeah, my wife just said, "Give me $25 and I'd punch you in the fucking face."
I think my wife would be a willing contender to take one of my hits. For all that money, for sure. Yeah. And that's, you'd have to honestly ask. Well, no, because you can't ask her. She's just the wife in the scenario. It's really on me, right? So like, it's like, how much money is too low for me to be like, I can't punch her for that. It's still like, I think maybe in the $5,000.
But they said $5,000
range.
They said
it's like 3
Well,
more.
no, they set on the internet. That's what that's what it's been going around. Is like, the wife would ask the husband, would you punch me in the face for $1 billion for one night, guy? $5,000. She's saying five. Would you be $5,000? And the guy comes out with a fucking high heel stilettos on and is like, fuck that shit. Fucking, we got Christmas coming up, guy. Let's go.
Like gay forever, or just for
$5,000.
like 10 minutes?
It never comes out
for one night.
This is a hypothetical situation. So we're not putting this out anyways, guy. So we suck a dick for $5,000.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd do it. $5,000.
Apparently, yeah. Donald Trump will suck it for nothing.
Yeah, we got to delete this episode. We're not putting this out.
You got anything else? Breaking news? You got any breaking news? Sam's going lesbian, guy, for $5,000.
I don't have any breaking news. I do have a question for you. I've been watching some movies lately, and they got me thinking something. So I was watching Manchester by the Sea, and then I also watched Good Will Hunting. And both of those are based in Massachusetts locations, almost 100%. And so it made me wonder, like, being from Massachusetts your entire life, has it been difficult for you to watch movies growing up because like where a good majority of them are being filmed anymore? You know what I mean? Like, do you watch the movie and then you just like, oh shit, that's fucking blah 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 street, and oh, I know that, and that's
there's that does it all for me all the time. It's blaring, is the gravel. You always see it when you go over the Tobin Bridge. So it's this big gravel. It says gravel on the fucking big silo. It's in so many fucking movies, iconic movies. That shot from that bridge is like in every fucking movie. So when you see that, you're like, oh shit, it's that gravel pit. That's that gravel company over there, guy. They do it a lot in mobster movies. You'll see that location and over the bridge, you'll see that gravel pit. Yeah, I noticed that stuff all the time. I think it was Kindest something with Tommy Lee Jones that was just done, and they literally were filming in my friend's backyard, basically, guy. One of my friends that I think
nuts.
Right on his street. They shut down his street. They used a couple of apartments next to his house, guy. They paid for that. And they were basically like right around his house and in Fairhaven and on location. So yeah, it's weird to, oh, I've been there. Oh, I've gone to that place, guy. And then you see it on the TV. It's like, oh shit, yeah, I've been there, guy. But truthfully, it's like, I've been there, done that kind of like situation for me. It's like, oh yeah.
So it's not distracting at all? I would find it kind of distracting.
No, I don't feel it's distracting. It's just like, that's like a Saturday for us guys. So it's like, it's kind of like weird on that thing. I'd rather go to like other places and see different locations and stuff like Hobbiton and stuff like that in New Zealand. That would totally blow my mind. But seeing like, oh, this is Harvard. Oh, look it's Harvard. It's like, been there, done that. I've grown up in this situation, so no.
What about for like The Last of Us, where like that was very largely filmed in Boston, but it's supposed to be like war torn and torn down. Is it still, does Boston still peek through to you, or does it look different?
No, it looks exactly the same. You know those streets that walk. I've walked those streets so many times. I've been in those areas so many times.
So you're like, Joel, Joel, take a left.
Keep going.
Joel, take a left.
No, you don't want to go down that street, guy. That's a dead end. That's a dead end.
There's bandits in real life on that street. That can't be any better now.
I just had that. Funny you say that. Like, I just had a customer that just bought a house, and I'm not gonna say it, but they were asking me questions about the area, and they were like, "Oh, we haven't seen much crime," and I'm like, to be honest with you, yeah, there's a lot of crime around here. And he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is New Bedford. We're like, it's no Springfield, but." Yeah, we've got gun violence and thing my entire life, and I seen his face. He's like, I just bought a house here, and I'm like, well, you're in a better neighborhood, but I mean, you could go into some places in my city where you're not allowed, guy, with the color. you might not make it out of that situation. So it's just fun. It's just funny, like people are like, oh yeah, like people only see what you want to see, because the people that are advertising this situation, they want you to buy it, so they're like, they only show you the good parts of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the times you're like, you don't know anything about what's actually going on. But if you walk down a certain street like Hazard or fucking, United Front or something like that, guy, you can get stabbed and shot.
Is that something?
It's. I'm not gonna say that New Bedford hasn't changed for the good a lot. What I'm gonna say is those elements are still part of the city. Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's nothing. I grew up in the 80s and fucking with Latin Kings all over the fucking place, guys. So I don't want to hear, oh, it's gotten worse, guy. There's nothing worse than you getting stabbed in the neck when you're fucking walking down the street like when we were fucking kids. There's no way it's worse than what it was when back in the 80s and 90s. Well, yeah, she's talking about my son moving back from Missouri, and he's like got this from Missouri back to New Bedford. It's like he's like, oh, it's worse. No shit, it's worse, guy. Like, you're in bumfuck. Well, from when he was growing up, and then he moved. Well, you grew up in a Cushnet, guy. That's a different scenario than fucking growing up in Blue Meadows. All right, or growing up on Hazard Court. He doesn't remember all of that stuff. He doesn't remember the gunshots and the fucking people running around and the crack needles and the fucking heroin needles and shit. You don't remember that. He's too old. He was too young for that stuff. So, his perspective is totally. And now that when he comes back, he's like, oh, it's worse. No, I think it's a lot better. From my perspective, it's a lot better.
I think that could also just be just perspective in general too, because I feel like I growing up as a young person would even say that like things were just nicer and better and more rose tinted as a young kid, but that's just the reality. Is just that I was younger and saw the world through a different way. So I think as he matures, he sees a lot more cruelty and he sees a lot more unjust things happen in the world, and it just kind of like, he might not be like a horribly jaded person, but at the same time, he could be like that's the goodness in him, just looking around and being like, damn, things are getting worse, when in reality, it's just like he's just noticing things about the world that he didn't notice before.
Yeah, but you got to understand, back in our day, our parents they kicked us out. We were outside all day long until the street lights come. When they had those commercials.
Yeah, no, I lived a little bit of that life. I mean, it wasn't in the city like it was for you, but I feel like I saw the end of that, because kids like don't do that really anymore. At least around here, like I just don't see it. But I don't know. I remember being out all the time.
Those fucking commercials, Those fucking commercials at 10 o'clock. Do you know where your
They
kids
never should
were
have stopped running
at
those
10 o'clock?
commercials.
That's what I lived. We lived that situation, guy. Dude, when you look at those commercials now and they're like, and you like, you think about those commercials and think, and you're like, yeah, did you know where your kids were? No, they didn't. Our parents had no fucking clue what we were doing.
I worked hard to lose that little fucker.
What was going on. And it wasn't for the good. No, it was like, it was good in a way because it was bad in a way because we grew up way too fucking fast. A lot of Generation X.
I'll agree with that.
Which I
am.
And my wife is Generation X. We grew up wicked.
We had the freedom and we didn't have to worry about people snatching us up like we have to worry.
Well, we were a lot smarter. We knew when a white panel van pulled up and said, "Hey,
we knew
stranger danger," and when somebody pulled up and was like, "You want candy or a puppy?" we were like, "Fuck you, motherfucker." Right. So in that aspect, growing up too fast was an asset to us because, like, dickheads in a white panel van couldn't touch us because we would have we were already jaded at that point. We were like, fuck you, motherfucker. I know where you're at. It puts the lotion on the skin, you motherfucker. Get the hell out of here.
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of cold case files on Pluto lately, and it really has made it seem like there never has been like a good time. Like it's just been a steady flow. Because you'll hear people be like, well, back in the 70s, you had this and that, and the 80s wasn't so bad, and then the 50s, it was non-existent, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I don't know. I watched like 8 to 10 episodes of Cold Case Files straight, and it's literally like I'm getting examples through every decade where people are just monsters coming out of the shadows and like raping and tearing young kids apart and fucking doing all this crazy shit. And it makes me wonder, like, God damn, like it's
those
just
are the
never
dumb kids.
Slowed down, has it?
Those were the dumb kids, guy.
Oh, the dumbest of the dumb.
Some
of the
dumb
stories
kids.
on these fucking cold case about these kids just make me like, oh my God.
Too much drug us, guy. The moral of the story, if you're a parent, stop doing drugs. Pay attention to your kids. You know where your kids are. It's 6:06 on a Sunday. Do you know where your kids are? My wife just said, I know where all 3 of my adult kids and my grandbaby is. So do you know where your kids are? Milk cartons, guy. That was another thing with that era, guy. Putting it on the milk
cartons.
Milk cartons, guy.
The face on the milk carton.
Yeah, the face on the milk carton, guy. That was some buggy shit, guy. Be in school, you have those fucking plain white milk cartons, guy, and have a face
like
on
the
it.
Self-serve. Would they put the faces on the tiny little self-serve?
Oh yeah,
too?
Guy. Back in my day, yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
I always thought it was only on the big like family size.
No,
I didn't know it was on the small one. That's kind of freaky.
Freakiness,
that's
guy.
Okay, that's another level of freakiness,
dude. So there was an element of
was it ever a face you knew?
No, I never seen a face that I knew. I always like when I was a kid, I was always like, imagine like seeing the kid that was on the milk carton. What would you fucking like? I would always think about that. Like if you were walking somewhere and you fucking seen that face, guy, I always imagine what that would fucking feel like and be like, guy. That would be fucking insane. To actually
it would probably be like you see it through like a cellar window, like or like an upstairs window, like they fucking are getting.
I don't know. A lot of these fucking
because you probably wouldn't just run into the kid on the street if they.
A lot of these cold cases,
not because they're lost.
A lot of these cold cases, guy. We find out it was it just went to a normal, not a normal family, just a family just walking around doing. Like that chick, remember that chick that was brought to California, and like when she was a kid, and they raised her as their own fucking kid.
Oh yeah.
Amanda something, maybe I can't remember her real thing, but like that. I think that could happen, right? You could you were too young to even know what was going on, and then all of a sudden,
okay, so you're thinking more of like a less local, like Amber Alert type situation. Like you see the face, and then like suddenly you're like, "That's the fucking kid."
yeah. I'm talking.
Okay.
I'm talking. This person's been gone for 7 months, a year, 2 years, and then you fucking like they're at CVS, and their abductor is like going to get milk, like because they think
Yeah.
they think nobody is nobody fucking realizes that is that the kid. Unsolved
Yeah, like
mystery
hiding in
type
plain
shit.
sight.
Yeah. Unsolved mystery type shit guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
update. Dun, 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 dun.
Robert Stack.
Yeah. He's fucking all of a sudden you got this update and it's like, oh,
A father and
5
son in line at the CVS.
Dad, I think that's the person right there. Tackles him through the fucking the Red Bull
A
fucking
bystander buying milk.
push. Fucking Kool-Aid's that motherfucker guy.
A
Tackles
connection
him.
is made.
Fucking A, that's crazy. I thought about that a lot when I was a kid because Unsolved Mysteries came out then when we were fucking and yeah, that show is like one of I watch that show a lot, guy. But living that through that and going like actually like solving that mystery, that must be the most buggiest feeling ever.
Yeah.
Just like weirdest fucking thing ever.
That's why I love Pluto, because I'll just sit and flip between Unsolved Mysteries, Cold Case, and Forensic Files. Like if I'm not interested in one or I've already seen the episode, I'll just flip to the other channel, and it's the same vibe on all three shows, but it's so fucking good, and I'm just drawn in. But I get it right there, because like when you're sitting there watching they're interviewing like a sheriff or a detective or something who's like been following the case for like 11 fucking years, and they come across something that's just like, I gotta go open that fucking Johnsonville case, and then fucking they put it all together. You're just like, oh my fucking god, you got like, it's gotta be this kind of crazy adrenaline high when you put the pieces together.
Or it's a fresh take on it, and this person sees something that the other detective didn't see.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's
wait
a minute, wait. They stop putting things together like, oh shit, this person said they seen him over there, but that's impossible because that place was burnt down in 2008.
Yeah.
And this person was like thing. And then they find out that was the person that abducted or killed the person. And it's like, what the fuck? Put themselves in that spot as a witness. And then they realize it. That's fucking crazy.
I watched this
craziest one. The craziest one.
Okay,
it's got to be. It's been on. The craziest one I've ever watched was it was on Tell 'em Steve Dave. I think Brian brought it up. It's the one with the fucking wood. Like they took the wood that was around the body that they used to burn the body, and they fucking matched it up with the campfire that these people were having that night. The night before, and they fucking did some chemical analysis and matched the two pieces of wood from the same pile or whatever. And then bam, they were like, oh shit, this fucking this cracked the case wide open, guy. How the fuck does that like even happen, guy? Like how the fuck does that even work? At that point,
I seen this one where like it was this case where like these dudes took this girl into this basement and beat the hell out of her, and then they ditched her body in like a crypt at like one of the local cemeteries. Like they went into a crypt and ditched it.
Logical.
And so
it's logical.
They couldn't figure out. They thought
dead bodies going.
Yeah,
you put dead bodies there, so
yeah.
You know who would notice another dead body in a crypt.
And they think they know who it is, but they can't pin it on them. And then it was like a couple of years later, somebody's like talking about like, oh yeah, so and so they did this, they definitely did this, and they're like, well, what can you tell me about so and so? And they're like, oh, he was always chewing big red big red gum, like the big red chew. And so they're like, huh, that's interesting. And they go back to where the body was dumped and they just meticulously look around. Sure enough, they find a piece of big red gum and they fucking take it, and it's like, it's got a perfect like molar print in it from like it just like fell out of his mouth mid chew. And then they, because you're not going to pick up the gum, like it's got leaves and shit all over it. And then they like made a mold cast for it, and then they subpoenaed for his like dental records, and then they locked it together. It's like, damn, you thought you got away with it. You had already been questioned multiple times by the police, and like somebody just happened to say like, oh, that motherfucker was chewing gum all the time.
That was your thing. Imagine that. That's the thing that takes you down, is like somebody remembering that motherfucker's always got big lead chew in his pocket.
Yeah. Guy. It's like Dexter with the lozenges. Like the first season was like the ice truck killer. He always had the lozenges and shit. It's like, oh my God, it's so obvious.
The ones I like are the ones like they're trying to they know that he's the guy, right? They just don't have the evidence to pinpoint him.
Yeah.
So, and he's always meticulous, right? And he always picks up his cigarette butts so they can't get like fucking DNA and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden that guy messes up one time. They like give him a glass of water to drink. And he drinks it, not thinking of anything, and they grab the cup and they bring it in their back, and they're like science stuff.
I have a perfect one of that. It's this guy who is like, he was like a wannabe day trader, and he did personal like finances for people, but he got really into like stocks and shit.
Wannabe, that's more like a yellow jacket guy.
And so what he does is he gets 2 different life insurance policies, right? Both of them are like almost $1 million policies. And so then he goes to Mexico and he fakes his own death. But what he does is he like crashes his SUV into like a ditch and lights it on fire. But before he does that, he goes to a local cemetery and he digs up like a freshly buried body. And it's like this old Mexican man, and he puts the guy, for some reason, he wasn't thinking this part through. He puts the guy in the passenger seat with his head down, like in the foot area, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
They never do. Yeah. They never think through this situation as much as...
He crashes the car, he burns it, and disappears. And so his wife has to carry out, like, she's in on it, and she has to carry out the rest of the mission, which is like have the investigators look into it, rule it as an accidental death, and then collect the life insurance and yada yada yada. But they're like, apparently they need the life insurance, they want proof somehow that he is the one who burnt up in the fire, because they're like, we're not paying out unless we know like it was actually him who died. So, and I guess he knew that for some reason. So he pulls out a tooth and he takes it to his wife, and he's like, there it is. He's like, I guess he said on quote, like, there's your like $250,000 tooth or something like that. So the lady gives the tooth over, and a lot of stuff, because the body, so the head, I told you it was like flipped around. The forensics people were like, all right, that doesn't make sense. We're already suspicious about this. So they subpoenaed the insurance stuff to be like, we need that tooth that he gave you, which is already weird, right? I've never heard of like an insurance company being like, can we get like a finger or a tooth or something? We just need proof he's dead. It's so strange.
Proof of death. Okay.
So strange.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they subpoenaed the insurance company.
I'm sure it happens all the time.
And
these insurance companies are fuckers. They don't want to pay.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay. That's losing. That's a bad business model. Like, if you got to pay out, that's bad. That's bad for business.
Yeah.
For business, right? They do not want to pay money. That's the whole game with the insurance companies, is they try with all their might not to pay out nothing.
They're like, yeah, you're gonna have to grab some pliers or something and go fucking get a tooth, because
I want a finger. I want fucking DNA. I want something to prove that this guy fucker is actually dead.
So forensics gets the tooth and they examine it, and they see that. So apparently, people from different
regions, regions,
different races, yeah, have different shaped teeth. So people that are of like Hispanic descent have a lot more of like a shovel kind of like palate shape to their teeth compared to like me or you. Well, maybe not you and I, because you got a lot of Portuguese in you, but I have like regular Caucasian, like very deep ridged teeth. And so they're like, that doesn't make sense. This is clearly not the guy they said it is. And they figured out it's like an old Mexican man. And so they're already like, all right, we know he's alive. We just got to figure out where he is and bring him to justice, right? So now we're back on that thing of just like, we know it's not him. We basically know where he is. Now we got to prove that he did all of this that we think he did. So what he does is like, they live in New York, but he moves up to Boston.
It's what you do.
Go figure.
It's what you do when you're trying to fake your own death. You go to Harvard Square. You go to Harvard Yard. You park your car at Harvard Yard, and then you go. Then you do all that stuff. That's what you do.
He changes his name. And he gets a new job, still in finances and whatnot. And he stays in contact with his wife. And he's just like, all right, well, when we get this figured out, you can move up here and we can be together and we'll be totally loaded. And so the police come to her and they're like, hey, so here's what we knew about the teeth. We know it's not him. You have to tell us what's going on. And she's just like, I don't know. I don't know nothing. And so like they get her on a tap, I guess, calling him and being worried about it. So then they take the tap back to her and they say like, we just listened to your conversation where you clearly know what's going on. And so based off of that tap, they went up to Boston and they found him and they started tracking him. So when they tracked everything he did, and they found that he had not one but two like girlfriends on the side in Boston. So they go back to the wife and they said, "Hey, old homie's having a great time up in Boston, and he's not just waiting for you and the money. Like he's living it up no matter what happens." And so she gets mad at that and caves to it, thinking that she's just going to be able to walk away, but as it turns out, they both get arrested and sent to prison. Oh, I left a part out. I'm sorry. The guy, there was in the middle of it, the guy, so when they come at her about the tooth and she goes to him, he goes, "Don't worry, I got this figured out." He goes back to Mexico, back to the crime scene, and he plants clothing where he cut himself in the bathtub and got blood all over the clothing. And then he plants the clothing like in the car and then tells her to tell the police to go back and look.
Yeah.
And they were like,
of course.
They really think we're fucking stupid, don't they? So the fact that he went all the way back to Mexico to like run up to the fucking ditched car to be like, "Ugh," and throw something in it and then run away.
So dead men tell no tales. That's a real thing, right? So if you watch First 48, right, 99% of the time, it is the person or the friend or the person that did the job with you that rats you out, right? Or yourself, right? They do these things. The police have, it's legal for them to lie, say, I have this person. We know you know, they didn't even need to tell.
The jig is up, son.
Well, no, they don't even need to go see if he had extra girlfriends. They could have just told the wife, lied and said he has extra girlfriends.
Yeah.
And she could think that's what they do. But 99% of the time, right? They're going to tell you something that they don't have. A lot of the times I watch these shows, they're sitting in there, they have nothing. Literally, they even admit it. If we don't have a confession, we have nothing. Right? We're basically going, this is going unsolved if we don't get this guy to talk. So they go in there and they say, "Oh, your cousin, we got your cousin Jamal or whatever."
Not Jamal.
You know, Dave. David or whatever the hell it is, your cousin. They tell you we got your cousin and he's singing like a bird in the other fucking other place. Literally right after that, 9 times out of 10, the person goes, "Yeah, I did it." Mm-hmm. That is one of the most fatal flaws with criminals. Is they think that the jig is up and then they just fucking confess. So the moral of that story is, no matter what, you need to fucking be like, yeah, right. Let me see the evidence. I ain't talking. Like we say, shut the fuck up. Be cool. Shut the fuck up.
Buzz, motherfucker.
Exactly. So that's what you need. That's what you need to do in when you're in front of the cops and you got this elaborate plan to kill yourself and collect the insurance money. Tell them to suck your dick, my wife said.
I said, go blow Bubba.
And now we go live to Jimmy Olsen.
Because we're collectors of stories, and my first guest is none other than the king of baseball.
King of baseball. Not quite.
Watching baseball.
Yes, there you go.
King of watching baseball.
The king of watching sports. I have something I would like to talk about.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. He works at Rexel, and that is a supply house for electrical supplies. And so TA works there, and he's going to tell us a story about his life.
Yeah. So, working at Rexel, it's been great. I've been here about 5 years. I did want to talk about Rexel, but I kind of have another direction that I think I'd like to go in.
Oh, any story you want to do.
So I want to talk about how I came in 2000th place in a Street Fighter 6 tournament at Evo in Las Vegas.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was pretty unbelievable. Really, I've been watching fighting games and watching Street Fighter and playing Street Fighter for, at least a decade now. And me and all my buddies, we decided, hey, fuck it. We're going up to Vegas. We're hopping on a plane, and we're going to the largest fighting game tournament in the world. And we did. We went out there. All the best players in Street Fighter, the top of the line, top tier players were there.
And when was this?
This was 2024 July.
Whoa!
Yes,
that's recent.
That was recent. Yeah, they had one in 2025, and I missed that.
Yeah.
If you haven't been to Vegas, it's so expensive to go.
Yeah.
It cost me a ton of money.
I got married in Vegas.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's fun.
We eloped to Vegas.
That's fun. That's the way to do it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's a good time and everything. It's just a lot. You're on a plane for 6 hours and you're spending all this money.
Yeah.
And
you definitely got to spend a good amount of time there.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something specific like a gaming tournament,
right,
you have literally no time for anything else.
Yeah. I flew to Vegas to sit in a convention center room, with a bunch of other people just as nerdy as I am.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. It was fun. I got to play a ton of Street Fighter 6. I got to meet a bunch of people that I've been watching for years and years. So that was really neat. It's really, ever since Evo, now it's like, I'm kind of branching out into getting more into, they call it the FGC, the fighting game community.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anyone on the Wannabes podcast talk about the FGC.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it, man.
Yeah.
You gotta let people know.
I figured we'd go down a new avenue here, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I showed up to Vegas. I got there on, I think, a Wednesday. Tournament started on Friday. We got our registration badges and everything. And Friday morning, first thing in the morning, we shoot over to I forget what hotel it was. It was the I don't remember which hotel it was, but it was all the way at the end of the strip.
Yeah.
So it was far. We were hiking it out there. We stayed in the middle of the strip and we walked all the way to
July.
the end. This is July. So it's 110.
It's beating on you.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why did I ever do it? This is the worst thing I've ever done.
You step outside and you're instantly sweating. Like, just go back into the hotel room, take a shower because you're sweating already. And not to mention, everybody.
But there's a light after the tunnel because you're going to get into a nice air conditioned place after you walk all that time.
Yes. But here's the thing. is everybody walk. You have to walk there. There are a few other options you can do. Like you can take an Uber and get dropped off.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are walking.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to be that guy. To get dropped off at the. You don't want to walk in there.
You gotta hike it.
You got to be
to have
with
the respect to the people.
Yeah, exactly. The community's there, and you're sitting there like a bitch guy getting out in an Uber.
Right.
Guy.
You don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy.
Unless you're the Evo Grand Champion, then maybe you're getting chartered in, right?
Yeah.
But I'm no Evo Champion. It was, I think it was 5,000 people. I ended up getting 2,000th place.
Nice.
Pretty fucking good.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was very lucky. I got a first round bye. So I advanced into the winners. I moved on in winners bracket.
Yeah.
And then I had to play a gentleman named Nick Twist from California. He played DJ, the Jamaican guy, in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of washed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was free. Like it was so easy.
Yeah.
Like I beat him so easy.
No capoeira there.
No,
guy.
None of
He
that.
just
He did. I play like a very suffocating play style, right?
Yeah.
So he just couldn't get started. So he had no
combat
shot.
stuff.
Oh, I was right in his face the whole time.
Nice.
Every time he tried to, I was doing a lot of perfect parries.
Yeah.
So basically, you parry a move and then it's automatically my turn.
Yeah.
So I parry him. Now it's my turn. I start my offense.
Yeah.
My offense snowballs and snowballs. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
I play Cammy in Street Fighter 6, so she's very like, she's very in your face, pressure, a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah.
So I put him into the corner, and there's nothing he can do, right? There's things he could do. I don't think he had the skill level, right?
Yeah.
So I beat him. I beat Nick Twist. I was pretty pumped up because I'd never been to a fighting game tournament before. It was the first one I ever been to. So I was pumped up. I got my first win, and then they call for my second match, and I sit down against a guy from France, and he was a Guile player from France.
Yeah.
And he had somebody, whatever, it was his coach or whoever it was standing behind me, and behind the both of us, but he was right in the back of my ear, and all I could hear was him like barking orders and like screaming in French. So it kind of like I was a little bit shook. I was a little bit shook, right?
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like the matchup didn't work out for me too good. Like he was just playing very like he was like turtling, like he was just like he was playing Guile, so he's throwing projectiles at me, throwing sonic booms, right?
He's backing out.
He's just holding down back and sonic booming me. If I jump at him, he's flash kicking me, right?
Yeah.
So it really was nothing. I couldn't do anything. Like I needed to pick a different character, but I can't play another character, so I had to stick with Cammy, and I kind of got washed against the French guy. I don't remember his name, but he was good. He was nice to me. After I talked to him a little bit, he knew a little bit of English, and we talked about like the matchup a little bit, and it was fine. I said, okay, I get through the first round of winners on a bye, I get through the second round on a win. Now I'll drop down into losers bracket, whatever. We can keep going, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like if you win like 6 matches or something, you move on into like you move out of your pool. You made it out of pools, they call it, right?
Yeah.
So my third match gets called, and I have to play this guy. His name was like Nightmare something, right? And this guy was an asshole. He was a prick. Oh yeah. He also
did he lose?
He was in. He was in losers.
He was dropped
with me.
out. He must have dropped out like.
Yeah, he got beat like his very first match, right?
Yeah.
And this dude played Jury, and I never really play. I don't play against too many Jury players, right? But he also had a coach, and this guy was just a straight up dick. Like the coach was a dick, and so was the player.
Where
right?
was he from? You don't remember?
Actually, I do. He was from Atlanta.
Oh,
yeah. He's from Atlanta, and I start playing him, and I think I won the first round. Not the first game, but the first round.
Yeah.
And like the guy behind, he's talking shit to me like, don't let this fucking clown beat you. Don't let this motherfucker beat you. You could like telling his buddy, like don't let I can't beat him. Like I'm not good. I'm trash. And so I was like, damn, word. Things basically fell apart from there. Really, I don't know if my mental got broken or something like that, but I got destroyed for the rest of the match. And I don't know if it was like, I don't know, like every time I would do something, like I would do like a wake up super, they call it, right? So it's like I'm trying to steal my turn back.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, he blocks it. the fucking guy next to me is like calling me stupid, which is fine. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not like, gonna be upset about it.
Yeah.
But I think it just rattled me mentally. Like, it made me not think about the game
this is your
so
first.
much.
This is your first tournament,
and this is my first tournament. So like, there's a lot of nerves.
Yeah,
involved.
And you don't got a coach at this point, right?
No. So my brother's standing behind me.
Yeah.
Like in between matches, he would like tell me things.
Yeah.
But like he's not like
these guys that they're hiring professional.
Right. I'm pretty sure it was the guy that was coaching that Nightmare dude I was playing in the third match. I'm pretty sure his name was Willie Tupac. And he's like a famous like Street Fighter player. Like people knew him like in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Willie Tupac, and he was talking so much shit. I think it just broke me in that I couldn't come back from it. And every time I would try and do something, try and mount a comeback, like I would do a wake up EXDP, and he would block it, and he was saying, "You fucking dummy! I told you not to do that shit. I told you not to do that shit."
Oh yeah.
So that broke me down a little bit.
Yeah.
I end up losing to the jury player, and I tried to shake his hand after, and he told me, "Fuck out of here." Is what he told
shit!
Me. I said,
he was right above you.
Yeah, I said, "Hey man, good game," and he said, "Fuck out of here." And I was
not
like,
a good
sport. Not a good sport. Like the FGC is filled with a lot of weird people and a lot of like shitty people, but you don't really run into them too. At least I never really ran into anyone like that shitty in the FGC, and that was kind of my first interaction with somebody that was just like, it's video games. We're there to have fun. We're not there to shit on people and make people, even though
some people are. Some people
just
probably their whole life.
Yeah, I guess so.
They're doing this professionally. Maybe
God, if Street Fighter is that guy's whole life, and I could hang with him, that guy fucking sucks.
Yeah,
right? That guy sucks.
But you're probably seeing a lot more of that. Because of it's a tournament style, like those, they're kind of like, I
mean, there's money on the line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to pay to go. There's entry fees. If you win, God forbid you win. Now you're going. You're a star now. Everyone, you're on the radar. So yeah, I mean, I would love to go back one day. I just don't think Vegas is really like. I don't think Vegas is the move for a fighting game tournament.
Yeah,
it's cool. Like Evo's like a legendary event. Like
imagine playing on the Sphere. Oh, like you were in the Sphere, guy, and you were playing that shit.
If they projected the matches on the Sphere,
on the Sphere, guy, in a big fucking way.
Maybe one day the FGC has to grow. Fighting games and Street Fighter, it's got to grow more.
People love that shit.
I mean, they do, but it's kind of like I don't know. It's a small subset of video gamers, right? That are into fighting games.
So what got you into Street Fighter? You've been always a Street Fighter guy? You've been a fight 'em up kind of thing? You know, like Ninja Gaiden type games? And
yeah, I think like when I was a young kid, I was really into like Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh yeah.
My uncle was big into Marvel vs. Capcom, so we would go play that on the PS1 at his house.
Just punching faces.
Oh yeah, I had no idea what I was doing.
Just punching faces.
Exactly. Yeah, just mashing buttons.
Just people getting pissed off. Why do you keep doing the same move?
You beat me with the crouching heavy kick. Yeah. That's where it started, right? As a young kid playing with my brothers, playing with my uncle and stuff.
Yeah.
And then as I got a little bit older, like Street Fighter 4 came out, I was like 12, 13 years old. Xbox 360 was big, so I had Street Fighter on the Xbox and stuff. And I always really enjoyed the arcades. I would always go to arcades, and there was always Marvel vs. Capcom at arcades and stuff.
Definitely.
So I would play a lot there. Like Ninja I would go Turtles. To the mall. Yeah. Like you had all those games. The X-Men arcade game, that was huge. I played that a lot.
Put a lot of quarters into all of those games.
Oh yeah.
A lot of quarters, guys.
I wish that the arcades were still a thing, just because such a unique atmosphere. I mean, they are, but they're not the same, right? You go to arcade, it's like a free play arcade, and it's like, I don't know, it's not the same.
Oh, not where I go. There's a lot of arcades out there. Whenever I'm in a spot, there's definitely an arcade.
Well, they have what's the you
got to go to some towns.
What's the world's biggest arcade in New Hampshire? There,
I don't know.
The Fun Spot.
Oh,
the Fun Spot. Yeah, Fun Spot is huge.
Yeah.
I also really am into pinball.
Nice.
I like pinball a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Pinball's huge.
There you go.
Arcades are
you have your own pinball machine at this point?
I don't. They're expensive.
If you could. Yeah. Own your own. Like you were like, I'm spurging on this. What would it be? Like,
undoubtedly, it would be Funhouse.
Yeah?
Yeah, Williams Pinball Funhouse, the greatest pinball machine ever made.
There you go.
In my opinion. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Funhouse is the best.
You know what? Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of listeners out there that would be like, "Oh yeah, he knows his shit." So
hey, if anybody knows of someone trying to get rid of a Funhouse pinball machine, let me know. I can
throw it. Email the wannabes at wannabespod@gmail.com and let us know.
Yeah, I only know of 2 Funhouse machines locally, and it's fun to play and go out and play, but it's kind of, if I had it in my house, it's like you'd be
all
there. Day long, all day long.
Mike my buddies over. Your boss would be calling you up, going, "Where the fuck have you been? It's been 2 weeks, guy. I'm Funhouse playing right now."
TA's been up for 4 days straight trying to beat his high score on Funhouse. Yeah, I would.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
So that's really where my love for fighting games was kind of born through the arcades.
Yeah,
and at home too.
Beat 'em up PS1
type
was a thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was playing a ton of those. Yeah,
Rage.
I played a lot of the Simpsons beat 'em up game. You remember that game?
Yeah.
Bart with his skateboard hitting people. I played a lot of that.
Definitely jumping around, hitting people with skateboards. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that was fun. Also, the really popular game there, I played a ton of, it was a little different. I played a ton of Contra when I was a kid. Remember Contra?
Yeah, definitely.
Contra was fun.
Up, down, left, right, left, right, codes. A, B, start, guy. Get infinity lives. Beat the whole game.
Yeah.
That's the start of them all, guy.
I mean, yeah.
Spread. You got your spread guy.
Dude. The 3-shooter.
You were dying for the spread. When you first get in that game, you get dropped into the jungle thing, and there's water underneath you.
Yep.
You're just the first instinct is like, please, one of those bubbles come around.
How do you upgrade the gun? Yeah.
Spread, guy.
I gotta upgrade the gun.
That's it. That first boss is nothing with spread, guy. Yeah. He's cooked. He's just destroyed. I mean, and that's where it's
that's where the love for video games in general kind of was born, right?
Yeah.
Was playing those old school arcade games.
Nice.
Nowadays I really don't play too much fighting games. I'm more play a lot of role playing games RPGs and stuff. You know, Final Fantasy Tactics.
That's your game.
I'm big on FF10, FFT. FF7. I'm playing all the remake for the FF7 games. What's better than video games to me? Right?
Nothing.
I mean, nothing really.
That's the way to get your stress level down.
Yeah,
that's a way
to unwind,
get
chill,
out of the way,
have a beer,
get out of yourself, get out of your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Play some Helldiver or some kind of game.
Helldivers was fun. Yep, we were on Helldivers for a little bit.
For a long
Diablo,
time.
We were playing Diablo.
We got our characters. I've blown you away.
Yeah, I can't compete in Diablo.
Level. I think I'm level 65 in the second part, the Paladin upgrade situation. So I blowed past you.
If we go back to Diablo, I would just
make a new character.
I would be getting carried the whole time.
No, but you gotta make a new character. You didn't really like your character.
I was playing the rogue.
Oh, the rogue.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. I didn't love it. I would play the I would probably try the warrior. Was that what they were called? The warrior.
I went with Necromancer.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah,
that build is so good. I love that.
Necromancer. I forget what the other classes are in that game, but that game was fun. They gave it to me for free, so I'm gonna play it. If PlayStation wants to give me a free game, I'm playing it.
Definitely.
I'm playing. I'm going to be starting Goat Simulator soon. That's the free game of the month on PlayStation.
Goat Simulator. Oh, that's those simulator games seem so much fun. Like you sit there and just the fields or take care of animals.
I don't know exactly what the game entails. Like I don't know what I'll be doing.
Yeah. You're tending to goats, guys. You're just a goat, and you're out there eating tin cans and grass and getting into trouble and stuff like that.
I'm gonna get the platinum trophy on it. I'm a big trophy hunter on PlayStation.
Oh, you would be. You and my friend the curator would love that.
Oh, trophies are the best.
Troy, you're one of those guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I have a very impressive trophy list, but I recently.
You got to go platinum though.
You got to get the platinums.
You got to get the platinum.
And some platinums are more valuable than others. Like, some platinums are really cool to show off, and some are not so cool to show off. Like I probably won't show off the Goat Simulator plat to anybody. Like,
come on, you gotta, though.
I think you can plat it in like an hour. Like it's really not that impressive. I
feel like that's a flex, guy.
It kind of is subtle flex.
I'm just I've beaten everything else, guys. So it's like I wish. I definitely
have a lot of games that I haven't gotten the plat on. You know, we're gonna take it one step at a time. Ghost of Yote is next. I'm gonna beat Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. I'm gonna plat that. Then I'm doing Ghost of Yote. Then I'm doing Goat Simulator.
Nice.
Yeah, Goat Simulator really doesn't stack up too well versus the other two games, but you know, it's free, so we're gonna try it.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? 1 hour.
Get in the tractor, plow some fields, come back,
if I can
tend
get
to
some
the goats.
Yeah, pet some goats. You know.
Maybe you'll be, yoga with goats. You get some hot chicks on there, and you're the goat, and you got to jump on their backs or something. I don't know.
That might be the DLC. I think that's in the DLC. That's probably, you got to pay extra for that.
Yeah. You gotta get the plow. You gotta get the gold deluxe edition.
Yeah. Pre-order that. Pre-order Goat Simulator,
and then you get the yoga mat and the yoga situation.
You get some. You get like goat's milk and stuff like that. You get some extra bonus content.
Yeah. You're out there with yuppies doing yoga on their backs with goats.
in the
You got to get
pasture.
platinum for that, though.
I'm gonna get platinum.
You got to get platinum.
There's no way I don't get a platinum because of the time. I'll plat that's a one night platinum.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, 100%.
What if they just beefed it up and it was like this impossible task that you can't this one side mission that you just can't do.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden you're 2 weeks in, taking your vacation guy to play Goat Simulator.
My wife divorces me because I gotta play Goat Simulator all day.
You obsessed, guy. You're going to Goat Simulator tournaments now, guy. You're buying in $10,000 buy-ins, guy, to the Goat Simulator.
If that's a thing, I need to get into it. I would love to throw my life away for Goat Simulator. I would. Street Fighter, nah. But Goat Simulator,
you got to. You have to in your life. That's all there is to it, guy.
Yeah, we'll get to that
point. It's been wonderful talking to you. This was an awesome story. I'm going to use it on the pod, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I kind of jumped around quite a bit there, but
that's what we do. We jump around.
Yeah.
We get into tangents and that type of stuff. But it's great content, and I thank you for doing it.
No, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Buzz, motherfucker.
Buzz.